They thought they had Israel trapped, cornered between the desert and the sea, but they did not know that the God of heaven was about to turn the waters into a weapon. In the days when Israel fled the chains of Egypt, the night sky glowed red from the fires of thousands of camped tents. The people had journeyed far, but at last they reached the shores of the Red Sea, vast, deep, and unending. Its waves whispered of mystery, its darkness swallowed the moonlight. Behind them, the desert stretched wide and empty. Before them, the sea rose like an unmovable wall, and in that moment, Israel heard a sound that froze every heart. The thunder of hooves, the clatter of chariots, the roar of Pharaoh's army. Egypt had changed its mind. Pharaoh, furious with rage, had summoned his finest charioteers, 600 chosen chariots, their wheels sharp as blades, their armor gleaming with death. The desert trembled under their charge. Dust rose like a storm. Israel cried out in terror. Some shouted at Moses, "Was it because there were no graves in Egypt that you brought us here to die?" But Moses lifted his staff, standing between the people and the raging darkness behind them. His voice thundered across the waters, "Fear not. Stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord." Then the wind from the east began to howl, first like a whisper, then a roar. The sea churned, waves reared. The waters quaked as if obeying a command older than creation itself. And slowly, impossibly, the sea split. Walls of water rose on both sides, towering like living mountains. The seabed lay open, dry, cracked, ready for footsteps. Israel stepped forward, trembling yet filled with awe. Children stared at the glowing blue walls beside them. Mothers carried infants through the path carved by God's own hand, and the people of Israel walked through the sea as though walking through a canyon of shimmering glass. But Pharaoh was not deterred. His pride was greater than his fear. With a shout, he drove his chariots into the path after them. The wheels screeched on the seabed. The horses snorted and reared. The walls of water loomed above them, ready to fall at the slightest breath of God. Then the Lord looked down from the pillar of fire and cloud, and the army of Egypt trembled. Wheels began to twist. Axles snapped. Chariots dragged sideways as if pulled by unseen hands. Panic erupted. "Let us flee from Israel. The Lord fights for them." But it was too late. Moses reached the other shore and lifted his staff once more. The wind ceased, the earth stilled, and the Sethos' mighty walls of water collapsed. The roar that followed shook the heavens. Water crashed down like the wrath of God. Chariots vanished. Soldiers were swept away. The sea swallowed them whole. When dawn rose, the waves returned to their calm rhythm, as though nothing extraordinary had happened. But on the shoreline lay the remains of Pharaoh's mighty army, silent, lifeless, defeated not by human hands, but by the command of the Lord. And Israel looked upon the sea that had become a grave, and they feared the God who saves and the God who judges.